Baba wethu semazulwini, maliphathe ngobungcwele igama lakho. Umbuso wakho mawufike, intando yakho mayenziwe emhlabeni njengoba yenziwa nasezulwini. Usiphe namhlanje isinkwa sethu semihla ngemihla. Usithethelele amacala ethu njengoba nathi sibathethelela abasonako. Ungasingenisa kulingweni kodwa usindise enkohlakaleni ngokuba amandla wakho nobukhosi kuze kube naphakade.
Our daily prayers, as our mothers taught us, goes into the trust of a higher power we have never met. And thus we trust in the high power of a democracy we have never seen. So we continue to pray for you, Mr. President, because we may not know your circumstances, but we reckon what ours looks like on a daily. May our forefathers, our struggles, and our contributions not be forgotten in
Welkom bij die openingsaand van die volledige...
A very good afternoon to you.
What do you need government to do to...
As I was saying before the world interrupted me, the liveliness of the wood, a gas, Ivory Park, the township. Bodies are moving around. There's so much noise happening around me. For a split second, you could actually believe that you are in the CBD, Johannesburg. Children are playing on the street, mothers are cleaning their yards, fathers dancing to jazz music with beer bottles in their hands, with an endless smile to infinite possibilities unknown. Ivory Park, the heartbeat of the country. If you stop and stare for a while, you will see the beauty of the moving bodies. Bodies that tell stories of Ivory Park. They tell the narrative of joy, of hope and resilience. In these bodies, you see the possibilities, yet the action of that same body juxtaposes the narration, because there is so much consumption of drug abuse, of alcohol, of cigarette. Elders are drinking umqombothi. Everybody finding anything, anywhere, somewhere, while smiling to suppress having to deal with self and the reality that the self exists in. We can go on and question, why? Why? What for? What is it that they are suppressing? But the true question we should actually be asking is, who are they suppressing it for? Because remember, a child copies what the parent...
Welkom bij die openingsaand van die...
A very good afternoon to you.
What do you need government to do to...
Mr. President! 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 Mr. President!
Deputy Secretary General, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Majesties, Heads of Delegation, colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor to address this august body, the United Nations General Assembly, for the first time as President of the Republic of South Africa. It is nearly a quarter of a century since the founding father of our democracy.
Democratia, one of my favorite non-existent chapters in the South African Constitution, is in chapter 8, page 28. It reads, all things work together for good to those who love democratia. If you remain in the attitude of faith, Democratia will cause every situation to work for you good. Democratia.
Mr. President, we don't even have sanitizers. We use sunlight. Sunlight only, Mr. President. Mr. President, it's cold. Build us houses. We've been sitting in these places for a long time now. I sleep in this one room with 10 kids. I mean, I can't even have sex with my wife because the kids can't go and play. You said they must stay indoors, Mr. President. Your laws, Mr. President, are only accommodating the rich, not us, the poor. Come to us, Mr. President. Come. We want to see you. Mr. President!
Push up. It's okay. Whatever problems that I'm facing, even the white man is facing those problems. Yeah, it's okay. I'm aware. I'm mindful. I know. I'm conscious. It's okay. It's just okay. It's okay.
Fuck poverty, fuck poverty, no, fuck inequality, fuck inequality, fuck unemployment. The constitution, the number one constitution in the world. Fuck the Nobel prizes. Fuck the monetary system. Fuck.
When excess, just on your vote. 25 years of freedom. 25 years of freedom. Your vote access.
Mr. President!
Is all a bang a peacekeep. Nkogil. Nyamp, your vote.
Mr. President! Mr. President!
What is your point of order?
Mr. President, Mr. President, you've got to do something now. We can't live on like this. The only thing is to sit in a township and drink beer. We want change, Mr. President. We are unemployed graduates, Mr. President.
Look at you now. You're talking. Nobody recognizes you. Nobody recognizes you. Nobody recognizes you.
Do something, Mr. President.
President-elect, would you please raise up your right hand and say, "So help me God."
Mr. President.
So help me God.
Mr. President.
I am humbled by the trust that you have bestowed upon me.
Mr. President, the people are killing each other, Mr. President. The people are dying like flies, Mr. President. What are you saying about that? Where are you? Come on, Mr. President. Black on black violence, Mr. President. The people are burning each other. They're burning men are killing women, Mr. President. Come out, man. Come out, man. Where are you? Fuck, Mr. President. Come. Where are you? Mr. President.
Now is the time to change Marobalo, Mr. President. Since 1994, we have made a deal that prioritized an expansion of civil rights and democracy. Now is the time for equitable distribution of wealth and economic opportunities. I thank you in advance, Mr. President. I have already directed my desire to you, Democratia.
Mr. President, after I've listened to the great African leaders, great African Prof. Lumumba, the great African American Obama, after having a better understanding of Mandela's legacy, Mr. President, I pray that you be truly alive in the moment. I pray that you suppress your inner fears. I pray that you be brave enough to inspire confidence in young people. Nelson's dreams were shared with everyone, even the enemies. What are your dreams, Mr. President? What broken institution do you want to fix, Mr. President? Bring back the hope to young people, Mr. President. God will test you to the limits. The God awaits the ritual promise to be performed. Mr. President, the hopeful are hopeless. Your people are living below poverty standard. Your people have become foot soldiers fighting every fly they come across. People are angry in the inside, Mr. President. I pray you become the servant of the people. I pray you ground and humble yourself. For sure you are not a saint, but please blow the seed of Nelson's magic, run away with Nelson's achievement. Free your people, Mr. President. Your people deserve respect. They must live with dignity and freedom, for all men are equal, Mr. President. Bring back the spirit of Rainbow Nation. God will help you if you help yourself, Mr. President. Help your people produce what they do not consume and consume what they do produce. I pray for gatekeepers to open the flooded gates. Shift the economic power from the few, because your people are in need of economic freedom, Mr. President. I pray for change. I pray for the West into better. So God, help Mr. President.
My nerves just sent an impulse to my brain that it is the coldest season of the year. And I ask myself, what about those with no shelter? If my face is swelling, if my hands are affected by frostbite, feeling cold and firm with white plugs, what about those living in shanty-delving sheds built out of scrap metals, cut boxes, and everything else available? Mr. President, your people are living below poverty standard.
Theory, practice. Praxis. Theory, practice. Praxis. Practice, theory, praxis.
Sigelela iAfrika maluphakanyiso uphondo lwayo yiva imithandazo yethu imithandazo yethu sibe moya munye sibe moya munye noba sekunzima emhlabeni noba sekunzima emhlabeni sihlukunyezwa kabuhlungu sihlukunyezwa kabuhlungu Nkosi sipha amandla okunqoba Nkosi sipha amandla okunqoba silwe noSathane